The Minecraft soundtrack is generally agreed to be one of the best of all time, and while some of the tracks are more well-known than others, there's not too much serious talk about which songs are the best. We're here to fix that. Today we're going to rank every song that is currently on the Minecraft soundtrack. This means all the background music, the menu music, and the music discs. There are bedrock maps that come with their own music, but we're not going to be including those songs. To make our rankings, 4 of us rated every song from 0 to 10. Keep in mind that our average rating ended up being about 5.8. We used those ratings to order the songs, and after some minor adjustments, we had our list. This wasn't easy. Even the songs in the bottom tier of the list are songs that we love, but unfortunately, we couldn't rate them all 7 and up. With that being said, let's start the countdown. These discs are definitely interesting, and very unique, but as songs, well, they're not really songs. These discs are cool, and we're glad they exist, and they definitely add a lot of intrigue to the lore of the game, but musically, they're on the bottom of our list. This is the music that plays while you try to defeat the Ender Dragon, the ultimate accomplishment in Minecraft and the goal of every survival Minecrafter. But instead of creating some epic theme that brings together ideas and melodies from different parts of the soundtrack to culminate in one final epic battle that gratifies everything you've done in Minecraft, it's just this. This was an interesting creative decision, and it wasn't necessarily the wrong one, but it definitely would have been cool to have a game-ending theme while you fight the dragon. Again, the monotonous ambience isn't terrible, but musically it's got pretty much nothing going for it, and for a lot of people it is pretty disappointing. Oxygen isn't too bad, but it's only a minute long, and it's very simple. It's not bad sounding, but there's almost nothing to it. It's pretty disappointing to be playing Minecraft and finally have a song come on just to have it fade out after 1 minute. In general, the music discs are the worst genre of music in the game. They're all pretty unique and experimental, and sometimes it just doesn't work out. It's not that this song has no appeal, it's just that it's generally unpleasant and boring to listen to. A lot of this is subjective, and you can disagree, but I don't know anyone who likes this disc very much.
Hello?
This song has a strong nostalgic vibe, but similarly to Oxygen, there's very little to it. Again, not a bad song, but this is a good soundtrack, and this song is pretty lackluster in comparison. Mall is another music disc, and unfortunately it falls in the same category as most of the rest. It's enjoyable to listen to and kinda catchy, but it really just doesn't compare with most of the other Minecraft songs. Featuring a bossa nova style sample, this music disc is definitely one of the most unique. It just doesn't really stand up to a lot of the rest of the soundtrack, especially in the second part of the song after the sample goes away. Like a lot of the music discs, Ward features a lot of percussion throughout the track, which is rarely seen by the normal Minecraft songs. The weird synths make it fun to listen to and throw in the jukebox when playing Minecraft, but I find a lot of the normal Minecraft songs just better to listen to in general. One of the new Nether songs added for 1.16, this song was composed by Lena Raine and not C418. It's a vibey, ambient song that adds an interesting new dimension to the tone of the Nether, much like the Crimson Forests, the biome this song plays in. It's definitely an interesting addition, but it doesn't stand up very well to the rest of the soundtrack. This song is very unique, even for a music disc. It has a rough guitar-type sound with a flute in the background, and while it can be cool to listen to and kind of refreshing, overall it's generally unpleasant and boring to listen to. This song doesn't even play in the game, and it doesn't play on the menu screen either. This is what plays during the end poem, when you're not playing the game, but merely reflecting on what you've just accomplished. There's a lot to like and dislike about this song. For one, it's 10 minutes long, so in a vacuum, it's probably not something that you would listen to for enjoyment. It's got some great piano parts and several interesting sections that incorporate other songs from the game. In general, there's just too many parts of this song that are too basic, generic, and not very pleasant sounding. It's not the worst, but it could be a lot better. This is one of the menu's signature ambient and peaceful songs. Unlike in survival mode, the melodies of these songs tend to blend into one long expression of sound, which can be very calming, but also makes it hard for songs to distinguish themselves and stick in our minds. It's definitely nostalgic, but there's several similar and better songs on the soundtrack. Tazwell is the lowest creative mode song on the list, and it has the signature weird synths that are in the creative soundtrack, but it just doesn't do it as well as some of the others. It's not a bad song, and it definitely is fun to listen to in creative mode, but it just wasn't good enough to make it higher on this list. Strad is a very average Minecraft music disc. The steel drum sound at the base of this track makes it very unique to even the other music discs. The percussion in this track provides a nice rhythm, and the inclusion of the classic Minecraft melody is notable. The song has a unique vibe and dedicates itself more to following that vibe than actually sounding good. It's not without its positives, but it is a below average Minecraft song. This underwater track shares the similar strings and overall ambience of the other underwater songs. This one is also the most uplifting and happy of the 3 underwater songs, as the others give off more of a sad and lonely vibe, which makes this one a nice change of pace. Out of the 4 of us who rated these, one of us rated it much higher than the others for these reasons, but not all of us liked it that much, so it ended up 33rd on the list. This song is essentially the definition of the average Minecraft song, meaning it's very good. It's got a calm, memorable melody, and it does something very Minecrafty as the song goes on. It slowly builds on itself, never really changing, but just becoming more. The longer it goes on, the more interconnected it is with whatever you're putting your energy into in the game, but it never quite reaches that point where it overwhelms your concentration and distracts you from the game. All those great things being said, it is very simple, very monotonous, and not that special of a melody compared to the rest of the soundtrack. It's middle of the pack. Another Lena Raine addition to the soundtrack, this is perhaps the most unsettling song in the game. To quote a YouTube comment I saw, the vibe this song gives off is, "Everyone is dead. Why are you still here?" Theatrics aside, it definitely fits the new Soul Sand Valley it plays in, and it's a dynamic addition to the game. Moog City 2 was introduced in Minecraft Volume Beta, as not really a sequel, but more of just a different version of the original Moog City. The beginning syntharp is pretty much the same as the original, but instead of building up to a drop with a keyboard melody and strings, it has a little bit of a lead up, then drops to a deep chord, then fades away for a while until a lighter keyboard melody is heard later. We all prefer Moog City, and we're going to talk about that later, because it just has so much more to it. Moog City 2 isn't a terrible song, but its lack of originality and key components drop it to number 30 on the list. This song is just white noise and sound effects for the first minute or so. But once it gets started, it's a dark, intense song, which is the evil twin of those ambient creative mode songs. It's not as good as some Nether music, but it is a good song nonetheless. Triton is the first above-average creative song on this list, and overall, it's just that, a slightly above-average song. I kind of think of it as two songs, splitting it up with the first part, with all the weird synths and things like that, and the part at the end with the marimba melody. Like Area Math, it uses the same marimba sound, which definitely catches your ears. It's very fun to listen to and creative when building, but it isn't good enough to make it higher on the list. Hagstrom is a bright, upbeat song that plays in the overworld in survival mode. It's a solid song, and a personal favorite of mine, but it's not as good as many of its counterparts. The positive vibe and consistency is enough to put it in the middle of the pack. This is the song that plays in the background in the end, and to be honest, it's pretty anticlimactic. It's an ambient, somewhat sour melody, and it's not bad, but it is very average. And I'd say it's fair to expect more for the background music of the end. This is a melodic, unsettling song that gives you the feeling that the entire world exists in a minor key. A lot of people were conflicted about the fact that C418 would not be composing the new additions to the soundtrack, but Lena Raine was definitely up to the task, as proven by this dark Nether theme. This is the first song that I think of when I think of creative mode, because it really encapsulates everything creative mode is about. It starts off with a choir type sound with some strings fading in for the first 3 minutes, but as the keys start to fade in, it turns from a mellow and kind of nostalgic group of sounds to a full song with so many layers. Like most creative songs, it has weird and high-pitched synths that fill the high frequencies of the song, with a little bit of light percussion to introduce some rhythm. At the end, all of that fades away, leaving only the choir and the strings, with it slowly fading out. This song really makes you see the infinite possibilities in creative mode, with all the different instruments building upon each other to make this song sound full and epic. This song has greeted all of us countless times when we open up the game. Just hearing the melody instantly brings the background scenery slowly passing by to mind. Its prominence in the experience of the game probably bumps it up this list somewhat, but it's definitely a good song in its own right. Beginning 2 and Mutation will always be paired in my mind because they're the two classic menu songs that I think of. With Mutation, the melody derives from Minecraft, but with a lot of extra reverb and more spaced out notes to make it seem fuller and more empty at the same time. This is a classic Minecraft song, and it plays very frequently on the menu, and it's generally just nice to listen to.
Yes! 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 Yes!
This is one of the most interesting Minecraft music discs. This song features a very unique central melody and sound accompanied by a fluttering flute which makes the song feel whole. This disc feels like a concept that was very slightly implemented in the game, wrapped up in a nutshell. It's hard to express, but this song perfectly encompasses an aspect of Minecraft that is largely untouched elsewhere in the soundtrack. Cat is a fun song to listen to, and it's one of the more popular music discs because you can find it in dungeon chests. It does get old after a while, and it's not a song I can constantly listen to like some of the background songs, but it's definitely an above average music disc with a great melody and just a fun vibe. Okay, you know what? Screw J-Schlatt. Stall is a banger, and no one can change my mind. Another Minecraft song, another classic piano melody. There's very little to criticize about the majority of this soundtrack, and this song is a classic example of that. It's carried by its great melody, and there's not too much to it beyond that. It's got its ambience, it's got its nostalgia, and it's an overall solid Minecraft song. It's hard to describe the feeling this song gives you. The song is total ambience, with everything constantly fading in and out. The best way to describe the song is atmospheric, which is helped by the fact that the song often plays when it rains in the game. This song isn't happy or sad, and it's not neutral. It definitely conjures certain feelings in you, you're just not sure exactly what they are. Blind Spots is a great song that plays in creative mode. It's got the perfect vibe to match creative mode, with the gentle piano vibes of the overworld plus the ambient, slower, more unique style of creative mode. The different phases of the song come together perfectly to make this one of the most nostalgic songs on the soundtrack. This song is amazing. It's a deeply moving underwater theme, and it's one of the few songs on the soundtrack that truly captures the kind of inexplicable feeling of sadness that Minecraft can bring. Even better is that it's perhaps the rarest background song in the game, the least common of the 3 underwater songs, which play little enough as it is. It's not too popular, but it's my personal favorite addition to the soundtrack outside of Volume Beta. This is a fantastic song, with an emotional, melancholy melody. A phrase that's been passed around to describe Minecraft music is, "It's like coming home, but no one's there anymore." Corny, I know, but that's the exact feeling this song gives me. It's too bad it's barely a minute long. Once again copying the YouTube comments section, it makes sense that this song is from the Nether, because it is fire. This is one of the funkiest, most vibey songs in the game, right off the bat. It definitely fits in as one of the best music discs, and it's a great addition to the game. An instant favorite to pop in the jukebox. A lot of Minecraft songs are just hard to describe, especially when you're trying to give a unique description to dozens of similar songs. You can talk about the instruments, the vibe, the context, the message, but in the end, music is totally subjective. We think that Area Math is a really good song. Have you ever wondered what it feels like to be 1,000 feet underwater, aside from the fatal water pressure? You're surrounded by darkness, with creatures you know nothing about, likely only feet away from you. You're floating freely through outer space, except it's blue. In the distance, there's a light, barely visible, but luminous all the same. Maybe it's a submarine. Maybe it's a sea pickle. Regardless, you're moving towards it, surrounded in pitch black, but with that little bit of light straight ahead. That's what this song sounds like. Wet Hands is undeniably one of the greatest Minecraft songs. A simple, beautiful piano melody which introduces itself, tells a story, and leaves in a minute and a half. This song perfectly matches Minecraft, both in its tone and its simplicity. Concrete Halls has a fantastic vibe that isn't seen much in the rest of the game, even in the other parts of the Nether soundtrack. The dark, questioning chords give a great feeling of uneasiness and mystery, while the drum beats simultaneously make it feel like you're on a quest, determinedly making your way through this unknown hellscape to reach your goal. It's one of the most unique songs in the game, and one of the darkest too. Ballad of the Cats is simple, yet beautiful. The fact that it tells the story of the mysterious ghasts is what makes it great. The whole song revolves around a few epic yet melancholic chords. These chords and the constant on-beat rhythm of the drum drives the emotion of the song, and makes you think about ghasts as more than just flying, fireball-shooting cubes. No one really knows what the ghasts are, or are supposed to be, but this song shows that they have some sort of history or lore to them, and that they aren't just in the nether to make your life harder. We like songs with a purpose, and even regardless of that, this song sounds great. When I was younger, I wasn't a big fan of the creative music. I didn't mind it, but it just wasn't my thing, and I much preferred the regular background music. On revisiting them, the creative mode songs are some of my favorites. I'm not sure why this is. It seems strange to say that maturity affects your enjoyment of music, especially for songs without lyrics, but I think that I might enjoy these more now because I have the patience and maturity to really appreciate them. Haunt Muskie, like the other creative songs, takes a unique sound and melody and slowly builds itself up to come to the central part of the piece, which usually involves piano chords. These creative songs are longer and more repetitive than the rest of the soundtrack, and they used to even annoy me sometimes. Now, I feel like I appreciate them much more. This is one of the most memorable and well-known songs on the soundtrack. It starts off with a rhythmic, catchy melody and develops into a slow, melodic piece. It really is a lullaby, and the second half in particular is just really beautiful music. Just like Minecraft itself, this piece transcends the superficial limits that video game songs usually have, and stuns you with its depth and pervasiveness. This is undoubtedly one of the best songs on the soundtrack. This is by far the best music disc in the game. At first it may sound like it's only on the same level as, say, Cat or Stall. It's got a catchy and upbeat melody. Even once it drops for the first time, the song sounds great, but it's nothing special in the context of this soundtrack. But when the song reaches its second half, it becomes something else entirely. This is the most fascinating song on the soundtrack to me, because I think it tells the story of you, the Minecraft player. It starts with a unique, upbeat, fun experience which is thoroughly enjoyable. But when the song changes, it seems to me like a moment of reflection. The song is telling you to slow down, take in everything you've done, and appreciate the world. It's even in the title. Wait. Just wait a minute, and look around you. The alternate title to this song is Where Are We Now? And again, that's what this song is about. Just wait a minute and see how far you've come. Although, for some reason, this song is not in the game anymore, we still think it's worth mentioning, because this is one of the most unique and one of the very best Minecraft songs. We all agreed that it's far better than Moog City 2, because though it starts out with the same weird ARP melody, it drops into something amazing, and it's an adventurous song that makes you think of everything you can do in Minecraft. As the keys play in the background and the strings replace the synth in the ARP melody, it turns a quirky and weird song into something amazing.
Diamond!
Sweden is the Minecraft song that everyone knows and loves. Pretty much anyone who's ever played the game will know this melody, and will feel a wave of nostalgia upon hearing it. The title Sweden shows what it means to C418, who's from Sweden. This song is about home, and that feeling is reflected perfectly on the players. And for people who haven't played this game in a few years, hearing this song is like returning home. It definitely lives up to its reputation as one of Minecraft's best pieces. This song seems to make it known to you that you're alone in Minecraft. You can play online and play with all your friends now in Minecraft, but when the game first came out and when this song was first introduced, you generally just played by yourself. This song makes me think of those times where I was alone in the game. The soft keys and strings are very atmospheric, and they make you think of how it's just you and the world in Minecraft. No song on this soundtrack moves me the way My Son Venus does. The song has two parts, and the second part isn't bad, but let's ignore it for a second. I've never heard any song of any genre that communicates joy, melancholy, hope, curiosity, reflection, bittersweetness, and nostalgia as perfectly and harmoniously as the first minute and a half of this song. If I could give the first half of this song an 11, I would. Again, the second half of the song is good but not great, but the perfection of the first half makes this song my personal favorite, and it's undeniably one of the best on the soundtrack. Well, here we are. In our opinion, the best song on this soundtrack is Dead Voxel. It plays in the Nether, and really shows just how beautiful the darkness of Minecraft can be. It has that Minecraft pattern of slowly building on itself, and the end result is fantastic. The soft keys at the beginning escalate into a full piano song that just sounds amazing. From the beginning to the end of the song, it feels like more than just background music. It's super emotional, and it really shows the depth of Minecraft and emphasizes the darkness of the Nether. This may anger some Minecraft traditionalists who love the classic overworld songs, but Dead Voxel really illustrates the depth and complexity of Minecraft. It's more than just those memories you feel the most nostalgia for. Getting the wood, building a little house, mining for diamonds. It may be an abstract one, but Minecraft is a journey, and musically, well, Dead Voxel is our favorite part. Thanks for watching.